It is so enticing to just write a few words on your mortgage and have the whole thing paid off. But now you are essentially using this straw man fictitious thing that these evil people instituted. You know that this came from evil minds, this whole straw man mentality, or this whole straw man game, where they say you have two people. You have your sentient self, and then you have this straw man fictitious self that deals in commerce and deals with the government and just deals in another realm. Well, I live on this earth, and I only see one realm. I don't want to play in that realm, and I know that you also take that tact, correct? And so, it's interesting. I just wanted to make this point, especially in this program, because a lot of people are going to get tripped up by that, I believe. And I'm not saying that those people are bad at all. I think they have really good intentions, and maybe they can pull it out and use all that money to just like give reparations to countries that the war machine has destroyed. Maybe that's a solution. Maybe it will work out that way. But paying off your beer bill on this and using your Social Security number, there's your number, the mark of the beast, as some people refer to it. Now when they come to you with a microchip, what are you going to argue? What are you going to argue when you took all that free stuff? You're not going to have it inside your heart to argue your freedom because you went for the goodies. You went for the trick, the bait and switch. You see what I'm saying? So.
Oh, well, absolutely. But to be clear,
yeah.
When this trust agreement that established a birth certificate and that established this fund, the moment you interact with that fund, you're interacting on a basis of debt. Even though you may slide the numbers and the IRS takes care of it or what, it's still debt. The currency, the supposed currency that backs it, is debt. So you're just consenting to the system.
Right.
Simply by interacting with your straw man and interacting with a person. People must understand the actual verbiage. To the court, a person is a straw man. That is person. The word person means a corporate, fictional entity.
Right. Not a sentient soul.
No, it's not a human being. If you look it up, the Black's Law Dictionary actually goes in depth and says that a person resembles a human being, but isn't really a human being. And that's in Black's Law Dictionary.
So they play their word games to trip us up.
Absolutely. And then they teach you, what do they teach you in school? I'm a person. So when you grow up and you go to court, you can't do that to me. I'm a person.
Yep, there you go. Yep.
And the judge says, great, you're a person. Go to jail.
Yep. We've got control of you. You just gave us control of you, right?
And I will say that there, like the information that she puts out to you, this is an individual education basis, and this is my major message that I tell everybody. Don't take what I have to say and say that that's it, etched in stone. Definitely don't take other organizations, the Moors, they have their own agenda going on, and trust me, it's not what you think it is. They want to abolish the Constitution and reaffirm the church as ruling the world.
Okay.
And what happens in that is if one faith, just like Bill or William Cooper said, that if you allow a faith, a theocracy to happen, you'll have to crucify everybody who doesn't believe.
Right. Well, I would argue that that wouldn't happen if, this could be a big conversation. Islamically, if somebody actually truly followed the true rules of Islam, there would be no crucifixion of people that did not believe. That's not how it goes. But although most people believe that that's how it goes, it's not true. They need to do their homework. But anyway, another story. But yeah, you'd end up with religious wars. Well, my book is the better book, and so we have to have this religious war. And yeah, I get what you're saying, though.
And you also have those wars that extend within the actual religions.
Yes.
You have this faction saying, no, you're interpreting it wrong, and the other faction says, no, you are, and then you have this clash within their own ideology of the church, and this is the main reason why atheists, theists, Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, and I think about, 2,000 other forms of religion when they came together in one hall called the Continental Congress of America, all of these religions were present, and they all realized one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We can't put any of us in charge.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We can't. We cannot do it. And they, Adams actually quoted out of his own personal book, "The laws of man are for men and made on this planet to help men to exist free and independent. Mm-hmm. The laws of God are personal in one's own soul mm-hmm. and cannot be attended to by a government."
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So, I mean, there were this huge ideological battles over religion, over, kings, queens, all of these things when it came together, and they found the only way to do it to keep everyone as happy as possible and keep society as non-warlike as possible was to say everybody's independent, everybody can believe mm-hmm. anything they want.
Mm-hmm. As long as they don't oppress another.
Yep. As long as you don't hurt someone else
yep.
or you don't oppress someone else,
yep.
you could think that the dung beetle created the entire world.
Yep.
We don't care.
There you go. Yep. Perfect. And that's come together on the simple thing that we can agree on. Just no oppression, no instigating oppression of another from another, and let the rest fall to God or whatever you think. So really quick, I thought we should talk about the fiat money system, and there's a point I like to at least that came to my mind about the whole as soon as the Congress gave the Federal Reserve the right to print the banknotes, took it away from government and gave it to them, and essentially the government. Here's how I see it. At least this is how Johnny Liberty explained it. So let's say it costs the government 3 cents to print a $100 bill. So the government actually has the printing press. It's 3 cents. The central bank, the Fed, buys that dollar bill for 3 cents because it's their cost. They're just covering their cost. Yeah, break even. No cost to the government, right? No cost to the people. They buy that $100 bill for 3 cents. Then the government turns around to the same people they just handed that bill to and say, "Can we borrow that back, please? Because we need to fund a war," let's say. Then they say, "Sure, we'll give you this $100 bill plus interest back." Now they just made $99.97 immediately, like that, right off of our backs. And then on top of it, charge interest, which they never print the money for the interest. So it's absolutely impossible to ever pay off the debt because the money that you would have to pay the interest plus the principal, the original amount borrowed, doesn't even exist. So it's absolutely an impossibility. So what happens is then they're able to go in and scoop up all the collateral, which is the land and all everything, all the assets. So people think they own their house. Even let's say they pay it off, they think they own their house. It's a joke. You don't own your house. They own it. Because we all fell for this trick, we all fell asleep. So what I would like to just get your take on, like Ron Paul, I love Ron Paul and he's woken up a lot of people, but I wonder if, when he suggests that we should pay off the debt and we should be working to pay down the debt, is he not just serving the whole game? Because I'm sorry, is that not a fraudulent contract? I mean, to say that to the people that, you guys could have, it was treasonous. The Federal Reserve Act in itself is treasonous. So I don't see how that contract can even hold. I don't see why anybody owes debt to these central banks because they've done absolutely nothing. And I would like to put that in people's minds because when we realize we don't owe anything to these banks, we don't owe a penny to them. They've gotten way more than they ever deserved already. We don't owe them a penny, and we stop paying them, and that's what our income taxes are. People think it's to support the roads and the infrastructure. No, it's not. It's simply to service the interest on the debt. It's just free cash to these people.
Yeah, absolutely. What most people, they don't realize is that I don't know Ron Paul's mind. Mm-hmm. I have never had a direct debate or exchange of ideas with the man. I have many questions myself. Mm-hmm. for him that, you know, I mean, I could utilize him here, like where he always refers to civil liberties and civil rights. Well, I have major problems with that.
Yeah, sure.
And so, I mean, he is a tool who has started the educational process, and it has allowed, when people start digging into it, that allows them to run into people like me.
Exactly.